Actually, I can hear an echo right now, but that's actually kind of advantageous. I can hear an echo right now, but that's actually kind of advantageous. I can hear an echo right now, but... I just wanted to test the audio because I changed a few settings and I didn't. I should have tested before I started the stream, but I'm just gonna listen right now. Tested before I started the stream, but I'm just gonna listen right now. Tested before I... Okay, I think it sounds okay. It's like workable. So we'll go with that. I am super late tonight. Let's go ahead and jump into queue here really quick. There I was last night. Hey guys, it'll be a potentially very early stream, ends up being a late stream somehow. How does that work? That works because I didn't get any sleep last night. I just could not fall asleep for some reason. So I spent most of the day being a zombie. And also like switching my bed sheets around to not be flannel anymore because I think it's too hot now. It's always like impossible to tell when you have to shift over to like lighter sheets because where I live the temperature like remains cold for a really long time. It might even go back to being cold now. It's like impossible to tell, but I just opted, since it made me lose sleep last night, I opted to just switch the bed sheets today, which is such a long process. At least if you want to like, I wanted to wash the old ones that I had been using. Well, I shouldn't call them old, but just the ones I was using over the winter. Obviously I washed them a few times over the winter as well, but like when I put them away, I want to wash them so that they're not disgusting when I take them out again next winter. So there's that, but then there's also like getting out the other sheets and then like putting those on the bed and then like folding all the winter sheets and then putting those away. It's just stupidly long time investment. It takes a lot more energy than you would imagine too, and I also somehow managed to like get myself to go for a run today as well. Not a long one, just a short one because I was like way too tired to go for a long run like I was intending to do in the morning today, which I would have done if I had been able to get to sleep, but what is that song? I'm not sure. I thought I recognized part of it, but I don't think I do. But yeah, that was my day in a nutshell. I cooked like a nice, well, I don't know if it's nice, it's just like some frozen salmon. Frozen salmon skewers. I hadn't had salmon in a long time, so I had some salmon. I might start eating more of it, but like not in skewer form because the skewers basically like came pre-marinated in a bunch of like this kind of semi-thick lemon citrus sauce stuff, which was good, but also probably like not the best. So not the best like health-wise, I mean. So like would probably prefer to just get like raw salmon and season it myself a little bit. So I thought yesterday we were supposed to like get some sort of a repeatable oh wait, purchase Little Ladies' Day items, purchase Hatching Tide items. No items are available for sale. What? Oh, also I should put these away here. I thought there was supposed to be like a repeatable quest or something that showed up here. but I guess that's not the case. I might look really quick. Maybe I'll probably actually look at this off stream because it looks like there's a few different guides and stuff. It says there's one that says it consists of a single level 15 quest, and the quest can be accepted from the NPC. Okay. Well, that's not too helpful. I thought it was going to be repeatable. They even said, I thought, in oh wait, Egg Advocate. Magic to Prism. Oh wait, this is the turning guy. Ballroom etiquette, an egg a day. A needlessly detailed manual of how to consume an egg with dandy and panache. Instructions on how to boil said egg are completely conspicuously absent. Used to learn this /eat egg emote. Tabletop. Wall mounted. Seasonal miscellany. Is this all there is? I thought there was like other stuff you could get. I don't even know how you get that many eggs. Is it like... I don't know. I'm gonna have to look this up later, I guess. Clearly... Oh, wait a minute. No, there's an egg advocate, egg distributor. Hold on, who's this? Wants that back to help us hand out some more eggs. You are far too kind, friend. Needless to say, we would more than welcome your aid. Here, I have a freshly decorated batch ready to go at any time. You can replay the gift-giving task from the quest hippity-hoppity happily. If fortune smiles upon you, you may even encounter individuals who are not present in your initial adventure. Begin handing out eggs. Yes. Let's go to the markets. They're pleased with the chicken and the bunny. No, wait, what? They didn't say anything. There's no dialogue this time. Oh, it's this dude. It's, what was his name? Ikana, I think, or something? I forget his name. I should remember his name. He's, like, semi-important. I'm sure his name will pop up here. I don't feel dumb for not remembering it. Nicolo, a decorated egg for me. How thoughtful. Chicken has egg for you. There's even a treat inside. Thank you ever so much. Oh, that's nice. We're giving our mentor an egg. Isumi-yan, that's right. Your efforts are sincerely appreciated. These seasonal celebrations bring so much joy to the children, and myself, I confess. Still, I must say, it's been years since I've seen a traveler rabbit in the flesh. I never would have expected to encounter one here. What are we saying? That head tilt, though. What's that? The nomenclature is unfamiliar to you. In the north, they are known more colloquially as happy bunnies, are they not? They're said to usher in smiles and good fortune. Before that, yes, since much older times they were known as traveler rabbits. They have a habit of showing up at your side unannounced, then vanishing off somewhere before you know it. I recall seeing one in the Twelveswood when I was but a child. Squeaky bunnies. But forgive me, you have other places you must be. We can talk another time. Pray relax and enjoy the festivities when your work is done. That's nice. I'm glad we got to see our old conjurer mentor again. Hello, Cathonic. Well, hey! Cute! Squeaky bunnies. Look out for them. Alright, so that... Oh wait, we didn't... That doesn't actually give you eggs though, I guess. Huh. So, do you just get the 5 eggs? Do you get 5 eggs a year, basically? Is that how this works? Magicked Prism. Well, I'll need to do that quest now, because really need cute bun bun. It's this one here, you get the hatching bunny. It's actually what is it? Like a mehmet? Or how do you call them? No, that's not it. Oh jeez. Let me just look this up really quick. That's not it. I can't find what they're called. It should be here. Why can't I? It's bothering me that I can't remember it. Marvin the Martian. No. Mammoth. Oh yeah, that's it. You got it. For some reason, like I can't remember that word. It registers in my brain as like a marmot, but I know it's not a marmot. But mammoth just like doesn't stick for some reason. Anyways, yeah, this thing is a mammoth. Thank you. I was like looking all over on Google and couldn't find it. Yeah, so you get that thing. I don't know what these are though. And we only have 5 eggs, so I guess like you can't get this balloon etiquette thing for eat egg emote. But I guess I'll look into this a little bit more later. Although I wouldn't mind seeing the other options here and potentially like redoing some of them just to like see the other dialogue. We got a plugin for by Nofika's altar. We got a plugin for FF14 that wooifies our game chat. Oh, I see. Well, I guess those two got their eggs. Le gasp. Refined Rabbit. Greetings, Hyde. It's always a pleasure to have you here in Granania, and it would seem you've befriended some rather charming little helpers. Why, what a lovely egg. How very kind of you. And there's the most toothsome looking little cake inside. Do stop by the canopy when we finished here. I have a brew that will accompany it perfectly. I should enjoy that indeed. Kai, on behalf of all Gridania, allow me to thank you and your little colleagues for making this year's Hatching Tide so memorable. Once your work is concluded, I hope you will have time to relax and take in the cheer of the season. I don't know who these NPCs are. They're like mysterious bunny suit NPCs. You and your new friends are welcome to stop by for a cup of tea as well, should the mood strike you. Though I dare say you ought to claim a table sooner rather than later. These suites will draw adventurers by the droves. I don't know who this one is either. Chicken with a spear. Okay. So they said like you might be able to see NPCs that you didn't see the first time. Potentially, so I'm kind of just curious to like go back to the Botanist Guild and see if it changed at all. But if it's the same, then I guess it's the same. Also, I'm gonna just drink some water here during this. Well, this seems to be the same so far. Why, I dare say the wood used to fashion those decorations was among the finest I've ever laid eyes on. As always, your eye for quality timber is simply unparalleled. Yeah, we've read this before. This is actually the same. I think when they said there's a chance you could see different NPCs, they meant within the different locations. So it's just an option so you can see all three cutscenes, I guess. Although, I wonder... There was that quest to go... Or it's not a quest, it's a fate. Hey, what's up, Falcon? Welcome, welcome. We are just... I found the NPC that lets you see the other cutscenes. I came back today to see if there would be some sort of repeatable quest, but I don't think there is. So the only thing I'm pondering now is how it's possible to get enough eggs to get these. And the only other thing I can think of, without looking at a guide, unless you happen to know, would be to just go and do the fate straight up. Potentially. I don't even know if that would work. Unless it's a type of thing where it's like you only get 5 per year and you have to wait until next year and you have to like hoard your eggs basically to get certain rewards, which I could also see being a thing potentially. Yeah, usually in events you do a fate or repeatable quest for extra items or for other items. Okay, let's just go see if we can like take part in that fate again. And we'll see if we get anything for it. We might not get anything for it. I'm just curious. Apparently there is an egg-eating emote you can get. This weird bunny thing is so cute. Yeah, it's pretty nice. I like its hopping animation. It's pretty good. So there should be a ton of people down here doing the quest, probably. Oh no, there's not. There's only like a few people, actually. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to do it. She's dancing. Kyle Rogers. Singing cutscenes is just heart. Oh hey look, it's a pink chocobo. It's the Princess Chocobo. Hello, Chocobo. Oh, there's a... what is this? It's a flying... Oh, what is this called? Isn't that like a, Is it a cockatrice? Maybe? I don't think it's a cockatrice. The cockatrice is slightly different. It's like a winged serpent. I don't know what the name for it might be. There's another type of chocobo. It's got a very nice plume. That's a Stormblood Savage mount. Oh, it's a boss from Final Fantasy V. Interesting. I'm not too familiar with Final Fantasy V. I just know, isn't the main character's name by default Butts in Final Fantasy V? I think that's the only thing I remember about it. And there's a pretty decent amount of people here, actually. I thought it was kind of going to be empty because maybe everyone had done it yesterday. Yeah, canonically it's Bart's, but the original US run mistranslated it. Oh no. R.I.P. There's a Bart's minion in 14 that pokes fun at that? Oh, I see. How do you mistranslate to butts? The worst. So I'm not sure what kind of a timer this is on. I'm guessing it's like once every 10 minutes or something. Maybe it's every fifth minute or something. I guess we could go fish in the meantime, huh? Oh, actually, I need to probably change my bait. Ocean fishing, freshwater fishing. There we go. We may as well just catch some fishies while we're here. Our friend disapproves of our now wooified chat because they can't translate most of it. Oh no. So it only translates like your chat, it like translates your messages, I guess? Just trying to see those other cutscenes before you hit main story quest. No, we saw the other cutscenes. You can see those for free. There's an NPC that you can talk to. He was actually kind of hidden. I must not have seen them yesterday because there were so many people there yesterday. I'm just seeing if you can get more of the event eggs by doing the fate a second time. Because you only get 5 eggs, but one of the rewards for the seasonal is it takes 9 eggs. So I'm just curious if there's a way to get more. Maybe you can, maybe you cannot. I don't know. But yeah, we'll move on to the main story quest because I'm pretty sure we're going to be seeing Titan tonight, I would imagine. Which should be pretty cool because Ifrit was an amazing boss fight. Well, at least it wasn't really that interesting. Ooh, a tricolored carp. That's fancy. Ifrit's boss design looked really cool. The boss itself was like fairly basic, but the design was really, really cool. And the fight's aesthetic was nice too. If the NPCs disappear, yeah, basically. You see that with the big community hunts, I see. And there's certainly a lot of people here. I think it might start in like 1 minute here. Oh, I didn't bind my pet bard anything. Oh, it's starting. Alright, let's go. I guess I'm not gonna have my thing bound. I kind of forgot to do that. Oh, it's here. Join Fate. Okay, we have to just run around and try and catch them manually like this. Did I catch one? I don't even know. This is so dumb. I should have hotkeyed this. Dude, I'm not catching any of them. Oh my god, dude. Oh, I think I got one. Dude, I suck at this. I'm horrible. They're on the loose. I think the play is to just stand in the middle. Oh wait, can you stun them? Someone is stunning them, it seems. Yeah, look here. Some of them are stunned. Oh, there we go. Oh, you can. Okay, fortune egg. So, oh, we got 10 that time. So I think it's, well, I don't know if I caught 10. It might be based on how many you catch during the fate. That might be it. Or it might just be that you get 10 when you do it the second time. I'm not sure, but apparently you can get additional eggs. Okay, so that is cool. That is good information to know. Oh, sorry, I missed a lot of chat during that. So there was bunnies running everywhere. Looked around for a whole 30 minutes for one quest NPC before realizing that Hrothgar was standing in front of it the entire time, obscuring the NPC and the quest icon. There's a reason why swarming a streamer and parking your whale on top of their quest giver was made a reportable offense, really. I mean, yeah, it seems a little bit potentially game-breaking. Willing to run Titan with it? Yeah, for sure. Oh, you guys both want to do Titan? I guess it's got to be pretty soon then. I don't think it's really spoilery though, because it seems like we've done a lot of filler arcs so far to get to that point. But okay, this looks like something. If I need more eggs, we can just do that off stream. I think we should have enough here, at least this egg advocate for. We can get this ballroom etiquette an egg a day. I don't know what this magic prism is either. Seasonal. I kind of want to look it up. Hold on. Magic prism hatching tide. What does this do? No one has said what this does. Let's see. Okay. Wait, what does magic prism do? It says it creates illusions. This produces a halo of stars around the player, indicating the very model of a major job master. What? I don't know. I guess we might figure this out later. Oh wait, this peculiar contraption creates illusions by weaving together myriad shades of light used during hatching tide for celebratory purposes. I guess it's just a thing you can use to like make a light show or something. Oh, they're like fireworks, I see. Yeah, the Titan arc is kind of infamously filler. Yeah, I had some fun yesterday. The Costa del Sol ones are interesting for sure. You set them down and they make a sparkly thing in the air. Oh, I see. Maybe I'll buy some of these then. Oh, you get a set of 10 of them for one egg. Yeah, maybe I'll stock up on them then if they're cool. But I'll do that off stream. Maybe I'll buy some of these these like egg baskets, the exemplary basket. But yeah, let's buy this one, I guess. Item requested 9 fortune eggs. Okay. Oh, here we go. Ballroom etiquette, an egg a day. So you can do / eat egg. You learn the you learn eat egg. Okay. Oh wait, we're supposed to go to Wineport for the main story. Okay. How do we do this? Eat. Oh my god. You can just eat an egg. This is so awkward. What is the /egg emote? Oh, I see. This is the best emote for like when you're just waiting for someone. You just eat an egg. You just pull it out of your pocket egg. Okay. Well, that's cool. You snack on a boiled egg. That's actually fantastic though. I eat boiled eggs a lot in real life, so feels fitting somehow. Alright, let's get out of here. We can finally go on the main story quest. Although, I lied. I lied because there's new like side quests that appeared for the main story quest. So I kind of want to do these. We've already talked to all the NPCs here, but we haven't done the quests. Ballroom etiquettes are all emotes, usually dances and special emotes. I forget where I got it, but I know I have one to eat an apple. Oh. There's a cross promotion with Grubhub that let people get an emote to eat a slice of pizza. Oh, interesting. Well, I guess we can eat eggs now. Anyways, wrapped around your little finger, Edgar requires your assistance with a raptor predicament. Hello, adventurer. Hey, you said hello with an A instead of an E. That's sometimes how I say hello. Hear me or Master Beergland will know the reason why. I mean that he'll simply tell you himself if you refuse to hear it from me. You've no doubt seen those ghastly grass raptors skulking about outside our gates. Well, they've developed a taste for the vines that we use to grow our Brandywine cherries, and we can't abide that. You must kill the horrible creatures. Okay. At least that was quick and to the point. Put a cork in it. Bergland, the master inventor of Wineport, is having difficulty acquiring good cork. You call this cork? Pah, this sad skelchy thing isn't fit to kiss my backhand, let alone fine whites and reds. I'd say you should try again, except that I wouldn't trust you with the worst of vintages now. You're dead to me. You, adventurer, I've had it trying to get quality from my own lot. Show this oaf how it's done and bring me the materials you find off cork bulbs. Harvesting 5 of them should do. Time flies and uncorked wine sours. Go, go. Okay, we've already talked to these guys. They basically they grow grapes here and they make wine, as one might expect from a place called Wineport. So I'm not sure why these quests suddenly sprung up. They don't seem very story related. There's some raptors eating the grapevines, and there's some guy that doesn't know how to make corks apparently. But I guess we'll do this anyways. At some point I will need to figure out how to level up the other trees for the chocobo. Because I haven't quite figured that out yet. I've got level 10 for the DPS spec, but I don't know how you, like, start another tree. seems like it's maybe not possible until later on or something. Oh hey, at least we got some raptor sinew and raptor skins. That's kind of nice. Okay, put a cork in it. I don't know what it is we're supposed to do for that exactly. We just like harvest the materials for corks. Bergland is nearly apoplectic over the quality of the cork he has been supplied. Not willing to settle for anything less than first rate, he has bid you slay 5 cork bulbs. Oh, they're enemies. It's a cork bulb. Okay. I guess you never know in Final Fantasy when something is going to be an enemy. Round them up. Spamming intensifies. Okay. Geez, I'm gonna just teleport back. I know it's like right there, but we can save a little bit of time. Just the smallest amount. Ah, the conquering hero returns, and so quickly too. You are as strong as you are kind, wonderfully trim of waist. I shall make sure to keep you in mind should any future troubles creep up. Okay. Well, I guess future troubles came up. Mona Lisa smile. Ecker seems to be in a state of some excitement this fine morning. The etiquette's, pardon me, wine labels to laymen such as yourself. Used to be our winery always bear the noble countenance of Master Bergland himself. As such, our esteemed Vintian has invited a famed Uldan miniaturist, oh, very well known, probably the most famous miniaturist in all the land, to fashion a label truly worthy of a classic vintage, and he is due to arrive today. I beg you, won't you go down to the Raincatcher Gully docks and meet him? I fear he will be quite mobbed by admirers, and I'd not have him molested at least until the portrait is done. Alright. Where's that cork I asked for? If you believe that loitering will secure you a glass of something, you are very much mistaken, and possibly dead to me. Impeccable cork. A light porous wood used in sealing wine bottles. Now this seems like some fine cork. Just the right amount of give. Some air comes through, but not the moisture. I should be so lucky as to have barrels full of this. If only my people were as efficient at finding it. This guy really doesn't like his sources of cork, apparently. Okay, he doesn't have a follow-up quest. I find that actually kind of surprising. Oh, that's a very, very elaborate chocobo. Is that like... I almost thought it was the Statue of Liberty at first, just because of the, like, crown thing. It's got some very, very fancy... what do you call it? The chocobo armor. I can cheat and just look at it. The barding, that's it. But yeah, I gotta figure out how to start one of these other trees. I have no idea how. I guess maybe later on you get the ability to like rank up other trees. Well done, artist. Yes, I'm the miniaturist. Pardon me if I do not give you my name. I travel incognito, such is my fame. Master Bergland awaits. I will fly to him forthwith. We have much to discuss, the master and I. Our artistic differences are many and sundry, yet I cannot resist returning for another etiquette. He's a model in 1,000, that one. Oh, the Paladin job quest gives you the other part of your AoE combo? Oh, that's very tempting. That's extremely tempting. That might need to be one that we do really quick. That does make such a huge difference for damage. Especially for like these random side quests, unless you just kind of blaze through them a lot faster. You have to feed your chocobo a Thavniran onion. Each one will let you go up one more level. Oh. Okay. I might, I'm guessing those are not easy to come by. I'll just make a note of this here. I'm guessing I might not even be able to get those. Or it might be kind of difficult. They're expensive though, they're like running like 120k or so each now. Well, yeah, that, and I can't use the market board, so RIP. Our expert in etiquettes has just been by. Simply marvelous. I shall order the chilled white taken to his quarters at once. How sweet it is to have the miniaturist here again. It has been a full 5 years for the calamity stripped our vines. Our first bottling in half a decade, and oh, to see the master's beatific visage captured again. I find it very strange that this is the main quest giver here. Edgar would have you once again slay his demons. The vineyard wastes much water, washing sugar and chaff off the grapes, the spoilage and dregs from the mats and barrels, and all of it goes into the river. The richness of the swill chokes the river, and gigantoads feast on the scum. If raptors were horrible, these are thrice as bad. Slay them for us, for me, Kai. Alright. This guy has taken a liking to our character. So we gotta go kill some giant toads, apparently. We have to kill 3 of them. I'm not sure why, but we do. Since they're drinking up all the wine residue. Chocobos have a max level of 20, and at 20 you will have all 3 trees maxed. I see. And I guess I'll have to look into those onions potentially. Actually, little known fact, although I don't know if it's little known, but there's a baking ingredient IRL called cream of tartar, which is apparently made from like wine residue, which I always thought was kind of weird, but also kind of interesting. It's very sweet, and it's actually kind of like sour too. Oh hey, there's an elite mark here if anyone wants to kill that. The Hell's Claw. I think that's either an A or an S. Pretty dangerous. Anyways, we'll go back now. But yeah, it's chock full of potassium. It's like got, if you take like one tablespoon. Oh, it's B rank? Huh. I still don't know how you're supposed to do those. I think you have to like go to the board first and then do them. Oh, Master Brilliant will be so pleased, but it grieves me that our wine has spoiled the river so. Perhaps I can construct some system to make our swill sweeter. We can have cookies or we can have scrambled eggs. I guess we'll go with cookies. Oh, okay. That was kind of a weird abrupt end to the question. It's just like, go kill the frogs. Okay, good job, you did it. There's quests to unlock them. I can go check really quick in the Maelstrom headquarters. I think that's where you're supposed to accept them. I'm just not sure if they become available. What was it, giant pink, or not pink, big giant purple bear? Let me just check super quick here. There's a job board right here. I'm not sure if it if these update based on what ones are available in the world or if it's like completely random. Regular mark bills. Mamul Jaw, Executioner, Kobold Pitman. No, it's not there. So it would be then Elite Mark Bill. Gatling. It just says Gatling. It doesn't say anything about the hand. Oh, it's based on your level? I see. So if I wanted to get the one for the hand, I'd have to be a higher level then, I guess. Interesting. Also, I like how when you click location, it just shows you the map. It doesn't actually show you like where you need to go. It's kind of random. Alright, let's go back to Wineport. Oh man, that Paladin Quest though, I'm thinking about it now. I kind of want to do it. Maybe we'll do this one first. Sweat, grime, and blood. You reek of blood. An adventurer, unless I am mistaken. What brings you to Wineport? Aperitif order slip. An order made out to Wineport, Vinter Chamonix Lamani. An order, let me guess, a request for our finest vintage I can muster. Or for the finest vintage I can muster. Sniff sniff, the paper smells of loam and perfume, costed a soul, and there's also the cough, unmistakable odor of goblin cheese. Yes, Master Jujiriju would not settle for anything less than the best. Derstowitz and his crew must be quite busy preparing an exotic feast, hence his decision to rely on an adventurer. But perhaps you are confused. This display of deduction was not intended to impress you. When one loses his vision, he is forced to compensate in other ways. But you've no interest in my affairs. You wish only to discuss the wine, I suspect. Oh, I didn't know this dude was blind. I thought he was just a really cool guy and he had glasses on, but no, that's interesting. He can smell everything apparently. And there's another level up. I think we might have... Can we use... Yeah, we can use a new sword now, so we'll go ahead and just equip that. Update our gear. Get a small damage upgrade. An offer you can refuse. Chamonix Lamani would like to discuss wine with you. Life can be so delightfully unpredictable. I always had a passion for wine, but it wasn't until I was forced to retire that I could pursue it as more than a mere hobby. It wouldn't have been possible if not for the savings I amassed during my time as a mercenary, of course. Say what you will about the nature of that work, none can deny that it pays well. But you grow impatient, and Whiskey must have his wine. Herein lies the problem. Nothing in my possession is of sufficient quality for this occasion. The best vintages in town are hoarded by Birgland, who owns and operates the largest winery in Vilbrand. Somehow I doubt he will be receptive to your request, but given these circumstances, we must needs beg his assistance. Yeah, getting your AoE is important. The level 45 Paladin Quest doesn't really matter, and then level 50 is where you get your invuln. Okay. I guess let's get the quest. Let's get a quest here where it tells us to go do something, and then before we go do the thing, maybe we'll just sneak the Paladin Quest in there really quick. What rank amateur bottled this wine? The impurities have rendered it nigh undrinkable. Dismissal is too good for the man responsible. He should be made to drink every drop of his polluted swill. What is it? I'm in the middle of an important discussion, and I do not care for interruptions. The neophyte Vinter bid you speak with me. Ha! Neither you nor your friend has the palate to appreciate the subtle qualities of my private stock. I would sooner serve you Gubu urine than sell you my worst vintage. Be gone from my sight. Oh my god, okay. Speak with Chamonix Lamani. I guess we're gonna get served the Gubu piss. Oh no. I take it he said no. Really? In those words? Well, I cannot say that I am surprised. While there's no denying his passion and skill, the wine baron of Limsa is not a man known for his tact. Very well, we shall have to take an alternate approach. It won't work. Chamonix Lamani has another bright idea. There is a chance, however small, that another resident of Wineport can go furnish us with a suitable wine. Or rather, can furnish us with a suitable wine. In fact, had you come several years ago, I guarantee this would not be a problem. Alas, the quality of our product has declined significantly in recent years. The only breeds cultivated these days are common lowland vines, which isn't to say that their grapes are of poor quality, only that we have known better. Long ago, the Vignerons of Wineport crossbred several species and produced a grape-bearing vine of never-before-seen quality. Bacchus grapes were once the pride of this town, as they were used to produce vintages which surpassed all others. This includes the most aromatic, the most complex, the most flavorful of all wines. The legendary Bacchus wines were born right here in Wineport. Pardon my enthusiasm. You see, I once had the privilege to sample that particular wine. It was an otherworldly experience. In that moment, I felt as though I had tasted the nectar of the gods themselves. I transcended my mortal flesh and was one with all creation. Sigh, but as is all too often said, the calamity changed that. The Bacchus vineyards were completely destroyed, feels bad man, along with much of the existing stock of Bacchus wine. What little remains is closely guarded by its owners, for it can no longer be made. If we cannot convince Bergliant to part with his wines, our next best option, as ridiculous as it sounds, is to find someone who has a bottle of Bacchus wine and to offer them every gill we can spare. I've heard rumors that one of the Vignerons tending the vineyards might have once owned a bottle. Perhaps you could start by speaking with them. Yeah, they're really making us do... or rather putting us through the runabout here. I think there's like multiple options, people we can talk to. Durham Fallerum. Bacchus wine? Bah, don't remind me. Used to have a cellar filled with the stuff. Thought I could keep the wine safe from thieves and the elements. Never counted on a bloody primal blowing up my god's damned house. Alright, and we've literally read all of these NPCs dialogue several streams ago, because we happened to come through here. I'm not sure why we came through here, but we did. I think it may have actually been for the warrior quest. Actually, yeah, it was for the warrior quest. We came through and talked to all these guys. What, do I have Bacchus wine? I wish. I never had the chance to try it myself. Sorry, friend, but you're a few years too late. Alright. That's right, Warrior is 50 now. You can unlock Red Mage and Samurai whenever you want. Oh, interesting. Red Mage starts at level 50. That's interesting. No luck. Most regrettable, but we had to try. But Bacchus wine would have been perfect for the occasion. Though I must confess, my certitude could be due in part to my personal history with the beverage. It is, after all, the very reason I decided to become a Vinter. After Titan blinded me in our battle beneath Ogamoro, I fell into a deep depression. It wasn't until I tasted Bacchus wine for the first time that I realized there was still so much more I could experience, even in my condition. It helped me to find a new direction in life. Sigh, it breaks my heart to think that wondrous ambrosia, which once filled me with hope, may be forever lost to us. We get to pick a high potion. I guess we'll go with strength. We'll probably never use these. I'm just gonna close the window, or like close it a bit. I need to leave it open a little bit, but I can't have it as open as it is. I can't wait till the temperature is actually like stable here to where it's like nice enough to where you can just leave the window open. That'll actually be nice. But for now, it just keeps on fluctuating like a freaking yo-yo out there. They were introduced in Stormblood, so people started that expansion at level 60. Oh, you need the full game, level 50 and the full game. That's something to keep in mind when you upgrade. There's 2 level 50 jobs you can get immediately. That's interesting, yeah. I'll have to keep it in mind. Give a man a drink. Shamani Lamani appears to be deep in thought. I must say, this talk of Bacchus wine has made me rather nostalgic. Indeed, there is much I miss about my life with the Company of Heroes. Also, I didn't know, like, it's kind of cool that this guy was also part of the Company of Heroes. I guess everyone we've been sent to has been a part at some point of their organization. After everything the captain has done for me, I could not bear to disappoint him. I have no fear. I swear that I shall find a suitable wine for the banquet, though I may need some time to think of a solution. In the meantime, there is a favor I would ask of you. 2 years ago, this guy's name is unnamed. It's the unnamed adventurer, apparently. 2 years ago, in the deepest depths of my despair, I stumbled across Vilbrind as a vagabond drunk. I suspect I was looking for a place to die because I very nearly found one not that far from here. It was there that a man named Drest took me in and nursed me back to health. It was he who gave me my first taste of Bacchus wine, which helped me to find my new calling. Though I am still a novice in the arts of winemaking, I would like him to know that I am pursuing my dream. This wine is my own original creation, and I would be most grateful if you delivered it to him in my stead. Dress sometimes works at the Raincatcher Gully docks, so perhaps Skilled can tell you where to find him. Okay. Even an experienced connoisseur can be misled by an elaborate label and elegant packaging. I, on the other hand, have no choice but to focus on the taste and texture of the wine itself. How ironic is it that what I once considered my greatest weakness has become my greatest asset? I'm not sure if we read that before, but if we did, that would make a lot more sense now in context. Let's see, Red Mage is very cool. He uses a mix of magic and melee and does a lot of stylish flips. Can't wait to play more Red and Black Mage. Yeah, I always heard Red Mages are kind of like hybrid class, kind of. They do like a little bit of everything or something like that. At least I think that's what I heard. Oh, here we go. I don't even know if I've seen this guy before. This guy's like very well hidden. Dressed. Oh, you mean the hermit. I toss him a few gil when we need an extra pair of hands. He doesn't talk about himself, and I sure as hell don't ask. When a man's got a face with scars like that, you best leave well enough alone, I say. If you have a mind to find him, though, then head southwest to the Severed Sting. I'd think twice about venturing into Raincatcher Gully if I were you. Ever since the calamity, it's been crawling with bizarre creatures, the likes of which no one's ever seen before. Okay, so this is gonna send us on a journey to go talk to this guy. What I'm gonna do, I think, before we travel all that way is let's go get the Paladin Quest done, because I really want that combo, like, quite significantly. Give a man a drink. Actually, I don't think we even have it. We need to just go to Ul'dah. I would rather go and get this now before we like make a trek halfway across the zone and then like get told to like go kill a bunch of stuff and then run back and then go kill a bunch of stuff and then run back. I think this will just make it go a little bit faster if we have the combo. Chamber of Rule. Hopefully this should be pretty quick. Should be like one cutscene or so. They res people when they die if they have the MP. They're magical duelists who dual-wield a rapier and a floating magic thing in their offhand. Then they slap it onto the bottom of their rapier and hold it upside to use it like a makeshift staff for casting. Interesting. You might want to focus all the main story quests after Paladin Quest, because you're still quite a few quests before Titan. Yeah, no, that's what we're basically doing now. Captain Genlands has another lesson to teach you. Welcome, Paladin. You should know that word of your deeds has reached me. Few are those who follow the true Paladin path without misstep, but you are one of them. I am proud to call you brother. You have kept the faith, and in return I must have faith in you. It is time that you knew the truth, though it is hard to share, for it is a shame I would rather keep hidden from outsiders. Perhaps you remember when I told you of the traitor and the sword Oathkeeper that he stole. His name is Solkazagil. Solkazagil, and he was my predecessor as captain of the Sultan's Sworn Elite. Yes, he was the same man whom I admired as a child, who inspired me to take up the sword and follow the way of the Paladin. He was the paragon of Paladins, until, that is, he changed. Some years ago now, there was a struggle for influence between the Sultanate military and a faction within the syndicate known as the Monetarists. The latter emerged triumphant. Wait, who were they struggling with? The Sultanate military. Oh, I see. The latter emerged triumphant, and the army's authority was diminished dramatically. Although Solkzagil was still captain of the Sultan's Sworn Elite, he knew his position was perilous, so he fled, taking Oathkeeper with him. In doing so, he went against the words that he had spoken on bended knee before his royal liege. Now it falls to me, as captain, to restore the honor and the name of the Sultan Sworn. If that means cutting down my former mentor and master, I would do it gladly, for his misdeed cannot be forgiven. I have a feeling that the guy took the sword away to, like, make his own faction of paladins that serve like, to be basically like their own independent Sultan Sworn, maybe, like, away from the influence of the monetarists, so that, like, they aren't corrupted and they're able to, like, better carry out their duties. That would be my guess as to where this might be going, and that Genlens ends up, like, coming around to his way of thinking, maybe. But I guess we'll see how it plays out. But his death will not lift the stain that mars our name. He must be put on trial in a public court so that everyone knows his crimes. Then and only then can we begin to earn the people's trust again. He served for over 30 years as captain of the Sultan's Sworn Elite, and he is a formidable foe. Few can match his skill with the sword. Even together, you and I will find it difficult to take him alive without mortal harm to one side or the other. So you must continue to hone your skills and prepare for the day when we will face him. To complete the next stage of your training, you must do this. Go to the Yugram River in eastern Thanalan and find the brazier we have placed there. By lighting it, you will draw the ire of the lepidotes dwelling within the waters. Face the creatures in battle and master your new skills. The fight will not be easy, but if you take heart what you have learned and let the crystal be your guide, you will triumph. It's a pleasure to see you, Paladin. I trust you've been honing your skills. Alright, cool. So this is a really easy one. This isn't even as involved as the warrior quest. This one is just like, go light a torch on fire and go kill some things, and bang, you're done. It feels a kind of a toss-up as to whether or not Camp Tranquil is closer. I guess we can go to Camp Tranquil. And we'll go south from there. I think it might be slightly faster. I don't know. Oh yeah, we have the Chocobo speed boost here, so that does help a little bit. Although we might have it in Thanalan also, I'm not sure. Rad, gotcha. Apologies. Oh, I see. Rad. It do be rad, though. Hope you brought your rad suits and rad pills, because it do be rad. We bounce. But yeah, this should, I don't know, if we get sent on a bunch of quests to, there's a quest here. D is for dead. Yeah, we're not going to do the side quest here right now, even though we could. There's one here too, Tresses in Distress. I think this one also sends you to the Burning Wall. So I'm guessing at a certain point in time we come back through here. I'm so tempted to do them, but we'll pass on them for now. I don't even think I should, like, realistically be level 40 at this time. I just feel like they give out so much EXP through the main story quest that it's kind of like, artificially inflated my level on like every class that has come in contact with the main story quest. I guess they really want people to be able to like catch up to where everyone is at in the latest expansion though. Alright, Iron Brazier. The waters around you begin to churn. Wait, is there only 2 of them? Really? Oh no, there we go, there's more. Wait, just 1. I thought they would be sending like swarms of enemies at us. But it's literally 3 of them. Oh, okay. Well, it's 5, but they're coming very slowly. Watch out. They're very menacing. The fishies. Okay. The memories of Paladin's past have awoken within you. Very good. We go back to Ul'dah now. That was probably like the fastest class quest I think I've seen yet. The travel time wasn't even that long either. I think it probably took longer to read the text than it did to go do the actual mission. Good, you've mastered your new skills and made them your own. But much work remains to be done if you can face the traitor Sulkzagil. We are close to finding him, and as our net draws tighter, it grows ever more important that we make ready for the moment when the fish must at last be landed. And we get Prominence. Delivers an attack with a potency of 100 to all nearby enemies. So yeah, it just combos with Total Eclipse. That is very helpful. The souls of Paladin's past bequeath to you their wisdom. Very good. This is starting to look more like a warrior setup now. Alright, and so with that, let's go back to... We'll go back to Wineport, and we'll go now right out into the middle of the jungle and do whatever it is we need to do out there to procure fancy wine to give to Gigi Ruju so that we can learn how to fight Titan for some reason. Because you couldn't just tell us how to fight Titan. This is also all assuming that we actually need their tips and tricks strategy Prima guide to fight Titan, which I feel like we probably wouldn't need. But you know. They gotta make us go take a look at Eorzea. To be fair, I don't think I've seen the part of the zone that they're sending us to, so that should be nice to see for the first time. I've seen all the kind of like this area here, but not so much the deeper parts of it, so... Oh, look out for those curls. Oh no, Sekhmet. It's a giant curl. Let me read this. Wait. Some creatures crave blood, others treasure, but there is one fiend of the night who craves neither. What Sekhmet craves is wine, and he will seize at nothing to get his thieving claws on a bottle of fine grape, be it red or white. He will even go as far as killing a man, which is why he must now be stopped. I see. That's cool. Well, the kitty has a taste for wine, huh? Hello, Goo-Goo. What are you up to out here? Giant frogs? Hey! It's not being very nice. Oh, you can go in here. Look at that. Dressed. What do you want? Lamani Rosso. Shamani Lamani's first attempt at winemaking. At least the name sounds legitimate. About wine? I didn't ask for this. Who sent you? I groan. That weight. Oh, wait. Is this a Cowboy Bebop reference? I think it might be. Possibly. The name. What was the name of the last quest? Power struggles complete. Give a man a drink complete. That weight. I feel like it might be. If there's any reference to like you're gonna carry, then it would be. But anyways, Dress is suffering from extreme duress. Can't sleep. They won't let me sleep. The midges, the buzzing, it keeps me awake. I'm not. I never wanted to hurt anyone. I won't fight. I don't want to fight. Please make the buzzing stop. Make the midges go away. Somehow, someday, I'll find my way back to you. Okay, this guy's like semi-insane. Oh, why is there a whole party of people here? Is there like a mark that spawns here or something? Okay, I know there's like 2 of them there. I'm just seeing if there's like a more mob density here. Looks like actually maybe there's not. We might have to go run back and kill those other 2. Oh wait, my chocobo is killing them for me. They didn't leash somehow, apparently. Okay. I guess we gotta find 2 more swarms of bugs somewhere. Mildeweed Gubu. Man, why are these bugs so spread out? You'd think they would there would be like a lot of them in one area. You gotta run all over the place to find them. That's it, there isn't even a 5th pack anywhere. I'm gonna have to wait for respawns. Feels bad, man. Oh wait, there we go. At least it didn't take too long, I guess. So I don't know what those guys are waiting for. Maybe we'll find out by the time we're done here. It's not so loud anymore. Did you do that? Thank you. You helped me. Even after what my comrades and I did to your country. We were on a reconnaissance mission when the Maelstrom caught us by surprise. We tried to escape, but the others, no one else survived. I didn't ask for this, damn it. I'm not even Garlean. They conquered my lands just like they tried to conquer yours. I don't want to die in some blasted jungle halfway around the world. I just want to go home. Oh, you get both of these, okay. Battle Scars. Dress appears to be in greater control of his faculties. I wish to thank Shahami for the wine. That was overly kind. Would you be willing to bear a gift back to him? Earlier today at Red Mantis Falls, I collected the sap from nearby palm trees. If placed in coconut shells and stored for a few bells' time, it makes for a fine wine. See, it should be ready by now. I left 3 shells out there. Please take them to Shahami for me. Or Shamani for me. I'm glad he's moved on with his life. I hope to one day do the same. Alright. collected the palm wine. Oh, welcome back, Vulcan. Did you get your A8? Yeah, we went and got that when, while you were away. Oh wait, these guys all disappeared apparently. Okay. Yeah, it didn't take too long. It was probably one of the fastest class quests I've ever seen. He was just like, yeah, go light a torch and kill some monsters. So we did that in like 5 minutes and it was over with. Although he was also talking about how we were going to need to confront the quote-unquote traitorous paladin, although I suspect that when we confront him eventually, that our current mentor will probably come around to the paladin's way of thinking. I would think. Maybe. Because apparently the whole reason he left in the first place was because the monetarists were... They basically, like, bought the favor of the Sultana. So, at that point, the leader of the Paladins left because they didn't have as much power anymore. Or, I guess, influence within... oh, we're supposed to bring it up here, I see. They didn't have as much influence anymore, so I suspect he maybe left to be able to, like, have more control over the actions of the Sultan Sworn, potentially. I don't know, it's just my guess. But anyways, it has been some time, Kai. What news do you have of Drest? Palm wine. The sap of palm tree fermented inside an island coconut shell. Far more potent than wine made from grapes. Palm wine, if brewed for too long, can cause loss of eyesight or even death. Sniff, sniff. Ah, yes, I recall he did have some knowledge of winemaking. A simplistic but nevertheless effective method that utilizes the natural properties of palm sap. I shall have to enjoy this batch before it spoils. We are not so different, Dress and I, two men who have long struggled not to let our scars define us. I worry that he has been alone with his thoughts for far too long. Aye, it is past time I paid him a visit. Thank you for looking after him, Kai. It was a very good year. Shamani Lamani is brimming with glee, and he wishes to share the reason why with you. By the gods, Kaya, listen, I know you're eager to wash your hands of this wine business, but I've just discovered something extraordinary about Drest's palm wine. He sealed each coconut shell with a leaf which has a very distinct shape and unusual odor. I thought I was going mad at first, but now I'm certain. These are the leaves of a Bacchus grapevine. Do you know what this means? Somewhere in Raincatcher Gully, the legendary vine still grows. If you could obtain a cutting, we could revive the Bacchus wine industry. We must know where Dress found these leaves. Here, take one of them back to him and see what he remembers. Oh, this is very important, apparently. However, it's also an excuse to make us run halfway across the world again. We just made this trek, and now they're like, you will run back there once again. And we don't even have the Chocobo speed boost. They could have at least given that to us to make it a little bit more tolerable. Oh well. At least the environments are very nice in this game, so we can look at the pretty flowers and trees and the night sky and all those various things. What? How can I not go down there? I guess that's not traversable. But yeah, so yesterday I was saying that today might have been a longer stream, and today ended up being completely botched because I didn't get to sleep last night. I might go into tomorrow with the same intent that I had last night, to make tomorrow a long stream. That might be a thing. I'm not sure how much more of this wine business we have to go through here to get to Titan, but I guess we'll see. Oh, we're here. Oh, hello again. What is it? Bacchus grape leaf. A broad green leaf from a thought to be extinct Bacchus grapevine. It's just a leaf, isn't it? I only chose it because it was pretty. Didn't know it was rare. I found them near the juggernauts to the south, but I didn't see any grapevines. I saw fresh gubu tracks, though. Maybe the leaves came from the vines growing on the back of one such beast. If you go looking for it, please be careful. Some gubus are more territorial than others, and you may have to defend yourself. Alright. Well, I guess we gotta go search for the gubu near the juggernaut. Near the juggernaut. Is that what they call this giant thing in the water? I don't even know what this is. Is it supposed to be like a destroyed distillery of some sort or something? I don't know. I don't know what this is. It seems to have a water wheel. Ripples in the water catch your eye. Oh no, it's Shezmu. Oh no. Look out. He's very upset. And we run back. Oh wait, deliver the Bacchus cutting to Shimani Lamani. Oh wait, it's another... Wait, we got another cutting? Bacchus grapevine, a cutting from... Oh okay, a cutting from a Bacchus grapevine. A variety of sweet wine grape thought to be long extinct. I see. So we have this and now we go back to Wineport again. I thought we just took another leaf. I'm like, why did we just go out here to get another leaf? But no, we actually got a vine that I guess could be replanted here. What did Drish have to say, Kai? Tell me everything. And we just read the definition for the Bacchus grapevine, rather the description. Ahaha, I was right. This smell, this texture. I hold in my hands a Bacchus grapevine cutting. Come now, enough of this nonsense. I've heard talk of your discovery, and I refuse to believe that a common adventurer and a novice vinter could... 12 is my witness. It is a Bacchus grapevine. Wherever did you find this fantastic specimen? But what? You would offer this to me? But why? There is none better positioned to reconstruct the Bacchus vineyards than you, Master Bergliant. You have the resources, the knowledge, and the passion to do so. It would be selfish of me to keep this cutting. I never knew you cared so deeply about your craft. Thank you, good sir. I will not squander this gift. In just a few years' time, I swear that every tavern across Eorzea will once again be clamoring for a cask of Wineport's legendary Bacchus wine. Sir, you needn't sniff. Wait, the shape of this bottle, the scent of this label, this couldn't possibly be a 1547 Bacchus, but that's impossible. This vintage has not been seen since years before the calamity. It was the crown jewel of my personal collection. For years I debated opening it, wondering if today or tomorrow would be the ideal time, but now I realize that it was never meant for me. It should be savored by the saviors of Wineport, I say. He has made us an offer we cannot refuse. Master Digiruju will find no finer wine. You have forever changed Wineport, Kai. Thank you for your kindness and your generosity. But do not permit me to delay you any longer. Pray deliver the wine to Captain Wisket. Yes, I would very much like to drink it, but I am a patient man. I have faith that one day I shall have another opportunity to taste perfection. Why doesn't... Surely this guy would get invited to the banquet, right? Like, you couldn't, like, not invite this guy to sample the wine. A wine from, like, God knows how many centuries ago, it seems. I say centuries, I'm guessing it's... might be centuries, at least decades. Deliver the Bacchus wine to Wisket. Okay, no follow-up dialogue there. That's cool that they'll be able to regrow the Bacchus wine, though. Chthonic, do you know if they had, did they have a Bacchus wine recipe in that Final Fantasy cookbook? I can't remember if they had that as a thing. Yeah, that's what it is. Unlike you adventurers, I did not have such an abundance of time. Alright, this guy is still the same follow-up. I thought he might say something new about, like, I don't know, rebuilding his grapeyard, but no, he's still just complaining about adventurers not appreciating his greatness. Be cool if they had a recipe for Bacchus wine. Don't remember, but could check. It's in the other room. Oh, I see. Alright. Yeah, if you want to. I mean, you don't have to. I just thought it would be pretty cool if it was in there. Because sometimes they do have, like, cocktail mixtures you can do. Oh my god, you stole us here. Greetings, Sky. I thought it fitting that I seek you out and offer my gratitude for all that you have accomplished. Dude, is this it? Are we... I don't know. I need to close the windows slightly more. It's very closed right now. I want to have at least like a draft of air coming in. It's just... It's a little chilly. I hate it when it's just barely chilly enough to where it's like distracting, you know? Where it's like, I feel just slightly too cold and it's like I don't want that to distract me from what may or may not be coming up pretty soon, possibly. There's a few things we want to make from the book, though. Yeah, some of it looked interesting. I'm a pretty simple guy myself when it comes to food, so I don't know if I would really appreciate the food recipes as much, unless they're like, I don't know, maybe ways to like prepare salmon or chicken. Those might be of interest, but I've never really looked into it too much, and I think I mentioned it to you like a while ago. Like I stopped drinking for the past like 2 or 3 years now, but a part of me will probably go back to it one day. And I've always kind of had a passing interest in the cocktails that people put together because those are kind of more my thing when it comes to various recipes. But anyways, I saw to whiskey it. We finally got it. Your prolonged absence was beginning to concern me, so what of the wine I asked you to bring? Bacchus wine. It was a very good year. A vintage wine from the year 1547 of the 6th Astral era. Is that 7 hells of 1547 Bacchus? Even I know how rare that is. I have to admit I didn't think you had it in you, but congratulations, Sky. Thanks to you, this will be the most luxurious feast Costa's Soul has seen in years. Considering the lengths you went to, I hope our guests appreciate it. Speaking of which, your associate arrived a short while ago. She appears to be growing somewhat impatient. Perhaps you could tell her that the banquet is about to begin. Oh hey, Gubu Spreadling. Nice, I've seen people with these. I wondered where you got this from. Has been known to attack kittens for no apparent reason. Oh no, that's a bad Gubu. That's a bad Gubu Sproutling. I don't know if this one's gonna get much use if it attacks kittens. That's not very nice. Although we will probably learn how to summon it anyways. I'm kind of curious what is its flavor text here. Let's take a quick peek. Gubu Sproutling. To achieve their cyclopean size, Gubus must maintain a daily diet of several times their own weight. Luckily, the beastkin are not finicky eaters and will consume almost anything that cannot outrun them. If rumors are to be believed, this includes Lalafels. Oh no. These Gubus are wanted to devour anything and everything alien. I'm sure we've talked to NPC at one point. It sounds like a familiar line, but Wait. Alien. Is that... I want to check something. Oh, no, wait. I'd have to travel really far to confirm it. No, we won't do it then. I feel like Alien... And it's just a random guess, but I think Alien might have been either the farmer that's like right here or like the farmer that's here, Red Rooster's Stead, maybe. I could be mistaken though. Anyways, whatever. It's not important. maybe we'll have a chance to go back there at some point and confirm or deny whether that's accurate. Yashtilla is concerned for your well-being. You have the look of a man who has been to the seventh hell and back. That a guest should be expected to supply the victuals for a banquet held in his own honor, and this while the shadow of a titan looms over us all. It beggars belief. Yeah, I can only applaud your stoicism, and I've been asked to endure such ignominy. I fear I should have accepted my lot with less grace. Lady Y'shtola, Sir Quicksilver. What the? Oh, it's Jijiruju. That sound. I feel like I heard that sound in like either a Flash game or something from like decades ago. That was a weird nostalgia trip. I don't think it was the exact sound. I don't. Whatever. 1,000 pardons for this extreme discourtesy. I was wholly unaware of your true identity, sir. Had I known, I never would have permitted my man to subject you to such unspeakable ordeals. Come now, he must have sensed something was amiss. You didn't seriously think I would send you running the length and breadth of Eorzea for a banquet, did you? Spare him your mockery, Captain. Your intent was unclear to me until this moment, and unlike me, Kai has no knowledge of your traditions. Mayhap you would be so good as to enlighten him. Oh, the gang's all here. Aye, fair is fair. There's no sense hiding it any longer. We five were chosen by our brothers and sisters, and before the company of heroes disbanded, we each swore a solemn oath that any who would follow in our footsteps must be weighed and measured, not by their reputation, but by their deeds. Each man would judge these would-be god-slayers by his own criteria. If even one found him wanting, he would be rejected without a second thought. But he proved himself worthy. We swore that we would do our utmost to support his cause. The world has ever been full of brave souls eager to give their lives for a righteous cause, but all too few capable of making a difference with their sacrifice. To send wave after wave of hapless adventurers into the jaws of a foe against whom they have no hope of victory is worse than futile. Titan is not one to be challenged lightly, and we will not be complicit in the deaths of the unworthy. Which is why the five of you deigned to task Kai with such commendable thoroughness. Time well spent, I am sure, but tell us, Captain, what is the assessment of you and your fellows? He's a brave one, that much is certain. He willingly walked into the midst of danger, despite my repeated warnings that it could cost him his life. His skill is undeniable. He stalked his prey and relentlessly as relentlessly as any child of the sands, and stuck with the precision when an opportunity presented itself. Struck with precision when the opportunity presented itself. Too many adventurers these days care only for fortune and glory. Kai, however, is a kind and generous soul. I am certain that he has no shortage of loyal allies who will gladly fight at his side. Fush Ska, wily uplander, is talentful plansmaker, tricksy foe for mighty rockman. I can only concur with my colleagues' assessments. We five of the company of heroes hereby judge you a worthy challenger. Cast down by the Lord of Crags, Kai Quicksilver, and write a new chapter in the history of Eorzea. Or rather, cast down the Lord of Crags, Kai Quicksilver, and write a new chapter in the history of Eorzea. With the formalities out of the way, let the festivities begin. Summon the dancers, pour the wine. Eat, drink, and be merry, my friends, for today we celebrate the birth of a new legend, Kai Quicksilver, Titan's Bane. Kai Quicksilver, Titan's Bane. This is too much attention even by proxy of a fictional character. Oh, wait. Quest accepted. Speak with the bronze-skinned beauty. Greetings, Sky. I thought it fitting that I seek you out and offer my gratitude for all that you have accomplished. Okay, that's the same. Oh, cool. All the guys are here. This guy's got the same follow-up. It's been too long since I set foot outside Forgotten Springs. Passing the time with old friends and old wine. Aye, today is a good day indeed. Oh, well, I'm glad he's happy. I don't know, this guy might not be around that much longer with those other two Mikotes trying to take his position so actively. I guess we'll see. Let me just see if I can find the other NPCs before we continue on. She doesn't really pay attention or doesn't have good interoception senses or something. Wait, who is that in reference to? Is that in reference to the goblin? Or I'm not sure. Brayflox Altox? Or Eustola, maybe? Fouche Ska. Tasty fresh treats are plentiful in belly of Brayflox. That's nice. Oh, our roommate who misplaced the Final Fantasy XIV cookbook. Oh, I see. Okay, I didn't understand. I thought it was in the context of the game. Oh, that sucks. So the book is misplaced, huh? Huh. Hopefully you find it. Looked like a very nice book. If being a nun was easy, anybody would do it. That's true. I'm sure he's still got some tricks. It feels wonderful to be with the others again. I wish this day would never end. Durstowitz. Sigh. Sometimes I question if opening the Flying Shark was the right decision. But I wasn't bowing and scraping to some pretentious... If I wasn't bowing and scraping to some pretentious old merchant, I reckon I'd be doing the same to the Count of Desmil. That may have suited my father and grandfather, but I have aspirations for a better life. Well, at least you get to, I don't know, prepare for a grand banquet. Okay, I think this is the last guy here. Landonel. Seeing everyone again like this brings back such fond memories. I wonder if any of them would be interested in reforming the company. I don't know. Seems like everyone already went through a lot. Especially the ones who, you know, like lost their eyesight. Also, I find it interesting that Pebolo wasn't there, because she claimed that she was also a member of the Company of Heroes. Right? Wasn't that the case? But she was a side quest NPC that mentioned that she was a part of the Company of Heroes, but maybe she wasn't a founding member. Maybe she was just one of like the recruits or something who like helped them out. But I don't know. I'm just curious if these guys have any follow-up info. Oh, whoops. Oh yeah, no, I think she just says the same things here. Yeah. How about Gigi Ruju? Nope, he's also got the same follow-up text. Because I'm assuming like these are the founding members, but the Company of Heroes sounded like it had like... Well, it must have actually. It must have had more members now that I think about it, because again there was like this guy as well who had his medals from his friends that died fighting against Titan, so yeah. I guess that is the case. Anyways, Bronze Skin Beauty. Congratulations, Sweetling, and now relax and enjoy the show, it's only just begun. Partake of the feast. Your Elizan friend is quite the dashing rogue, any chance you could introduce me? Oh, this guy. exotic feast. Let's partake of the feast, I suppose. We worked so hard to create it after all. It seems to be served in a rather humble manner, but I guess that's only fitting for a feast by the ocean. Do I have a hankering for wine all of a sudden? I haven't had wine in years. That jingle, though. Tasting the exotic feast triggers a divine revelation. In that brief, transcendent moment, you glimpse the true form of reality, comprehend its fleeting nature, and cry out to the heavens in celebration. Speak with the former members of the Company of Heroes. Okay. I mean, not really sure, but she never seems to be aware of where she puts things and stuff. She regularly puts objects on the fridge in a position where it might fall off and hit someone in the head if they open the fridge. Like, she would probably kill herself by sheer accident because of this. Our other roommate and ourselves think we're not sure if she'd be alive if we weren't around. The occasional 14 old school jingles are nice. Wish they did more old school songs more in 14. Yeah, it was nice. I liked it. It's very retro. As we gleamed some sort of revelation into the reality of existence or something. When you face the Lord of Crags, think not of Lindsay Laminsa, Eorzea, or anything beyond his chamber. Think only of the men and women by your side. Fight for them and they will fight for you. Remember that no great victory was ever achieved alone. Okay, I think they all have the same follow-up dialogue also. Foosh Ska, a goodly uplander must be facing a mighty rockman with clever fighty think. Gobby Flock cannot be coming to rescue this time. Kai, you brave fool. Promise me that when you meet Titan, you'll look him in the eye and tell him that Landonell sends his regards. You are a veteran of countless battles, Kai. This is but one more. Trust your experience and you will prevail. You are blessed with a fortitude to rival the earth itself. Titan will struggle to break you, I think. Alright, speak with Shistola. You are kind to indulge them, Kai. This banquet is as much for the company as it is for you, whatever they may claim. I do not deny that they mean well, but now is scarcely the time for celebration. Though they have all but pronounced you the victor, the battle with Titan has yet to begin. The hour has come for the good captain to make good on his promise. We must speak with him again. No, the footsteps actually do fade out. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the sound we'll hear when we break free of the simulation and are surrounded by a bunch of giant worm beings that are extremely excited and wearing party hats. Yes, indeed. Clearly that is what awaits one day for us all. They'll say, good job. How was it? How was the experience? Oh, what is this? I never noticed there was this like glowing bush here. It's very bright. It's not really a bush, is it? I think it's just like a light of some sort. It's kind of cozy. It reminds me of a few places I've been at nighttime that had similar lighting. As you wish, Whiskey truly intends to tell you how you may face Titan this time. You must be eager to face Titan. As promised, we will show you the way. Travel to Bronze Lake in Upper Lenasia. There you will meet with Real, another man who once served with the company. To ensure that this knowledge does not fall into the wrong hands, we will remain in hiding until you have given the correct signal. Give me your map. You must whistle loudly at the 3 locations I mark. Only then will he appear to meet you at this 4th location. I realize this may seem excessive now, but you will see that it is more than reasonable once you comprehend the risks inherent in our method. Okay. Whistle loudly at the designated locations. So this is... Wineport is here. We wanted to go... Eastern Lanasia, right? Let me just look. Camp Brunswick, yeah, I know where this is. I forget how you get there, though. Oh, there's actually, it's a land, oh, right, yeah, it's from Wineport. I see. Yeah, I think we've been through there before. Huh. Oh my god, we're so excited you're out finally. Honestly, we were getting a little impatient waiting for the beta testers for our game to come out and review it. Worm god of the simulation. The beta testers are coming out of the game, what the heck? Yeah. Something like that. I wonder if we'll have like a flood of memories from our worm lives flood back to us. Okay, well... We are in a new area, so I would kind of like to talk to all the NPCs. Is like Titan immediately after you do the whistling? Because we could just do it tonight, or we could aim to do Titan tomorrow. If it's going to be a little while longer. You're very close to Titan. I guess it shouldn't take too long to just talk to some NPCs. It's the quest after this? Alright. Well, I guess I've left you guys hanging in suspense long enough. I guess we can do it tonight then. I don't think it should take too long to just talk to... This doesn't look like a very major hub and there's no side quests, so... And this guy is here. This guy like does his dance. He does his boogle jaw dance. And this guy complains at him and wants him to leave. It seems like these two are always outside this camp. It's a bit ridiculous. Storm Recruit. The healing baths here in Camp Brunswick date back to the ancient Nim. You're welcome to soak the body and ease the mind, but do not bump and grind. Okay. Oh, hello. It is you, the anomalous anomaly. Oh wait, who's this? Tralala, I do believe this is just right. Not too hot, not too cold. That's a named NPC, so maybe they'll have a quest later on. At some point for us. Actually, did I... I'm wondering if we already read the dialogue here. No, I don't think I remember talking to this guy. Oi, you, what's your business here? Best get out of here unless you're one of them adventurers hunting elite marks. What do you do here? The keeper of peace around these parts is what I am, young'un. I was hunting when you were still mistaking your pants for the privy. Any adventurer hunting an elite mark is welcome to what I know. Ask away, I'll teach you about any mark you're keen on. Hunt well and you'll be rewarded well. There's a bounty on them marks, payable in allied seals straight from the Orzian Alliance. Now don't you go thinking this is like hunting regular marks. Elite marks are ranked. That's how dangerous these beasties get. I learned it like B for bloody, A for awful, S for save me, Limelian. You'll need her help finding a S rank mark too. Damn things are stealthy. Tell me about the B elite mark, Miradosh. The nectar eaters of Eorzea are partial to blooms of different hues. Red flowers such as Oscan, roselles, and ring catchers are the preferred feed of colibri. Being one such bird, Miradosh became so fixated on that hue that it now sups from the reddest flower of them all, the still warm flesh of other birds, beasts, and men. I see. Tell me about the A elite Marberry. Of the scores of thaumaturges lost questing for Wanderer's Palace, Naruda was perhaps the least remarkable. Aside from the Lalafell adventurer's singularly unflattering hat, little of him is remembered. It is likely he would have been entirely forgot if it were not for the fact his hat resurfaced soon after. Upon the head of a Tonberry painting, the shores of Bronze Lake with the blood of adventurers. Upon the head of a Tonberry painting, the shores of Bronze Lake with the blood of adventurers. I'm not sure I entirely follow. Oops, friend's calling me. You beat that rock man, dude. Alright, take it easy, Falcon. We will be sure to beat up Titan, and you'll be there in spirit, I suppose. We'll beat him up. But yeah, tell me about the S elite mark Nandi. Called the critic by cowering locals, Nandi uses its petrifying gaze to turn passing creatures into works of art for its perverse pleasure alone. Ever has this Catoblepass, I'm completely unfamiliar with that word, haunted the mountains of Villebrand, yoked by the weight of its gross head, prodding the stone paths conjured by its downcast eye. Nothing so dangerous as a stillborn artist, they say. Don't you go tempting the wretch with good material, like odd company, if you know what I'm saying. Alright. There's a chocobo keep. I want to make sure we don't miss any hidden NPCs, because this place seems like one of the places that might have them. It's like hiding in a bush somewhere or something. Otter. What is that? Is that an otter? I thought that guy's name was Sussy Friends, but it's Stussy Friends. It's only one letter off. Then so shall I. I'm thinking of laying down me sword after this next one. No, they're gonna chill out and not fight anymore, huh? It's a minion. It's an odd otter, but odder than odd. I see. It is of the odder variety of otters. If the water were any deeper, I'd drown. Okay. I mean, you could just simply sit up a little bit more. You wouldn't drown. Storm Private Vloggyball. I fear that convalescence has blunted my mind even as it knits together my wounded body. I know myself to be fortunate, for I have met others here who see kobolds around every corner, but I must not forget that my war goes on. Okay. Let's see, I don't think there's anywhere else to go here besides just up here. This does not appear to open. Oh, this is kind of interesting. You can look down over the entryway through that little path you come through. Hibohuaka. That boom of the Magitech armor. Can't stop hearing it. See how my hands shake so? Used to be that I'd pinch myself on my face, for sure and certain. At least I'm clear of that. It seems like there's a bunch of like war veterans here from like a war with the Garleans or something. That smarts. The 12 spit in my eye if I lie. That smarts like Ifrit himself skewered me with a stick of how do you do. I'd like to get me hands on that Garlean what mistook me for his pincushion. Yeah, they're all they seem to mostly all be veterans. Garleans hit a lot of places all over the places. I see. Yeah, I mean, they seem to have bases up everywhere. The hidey hole. No one will ever find me here. It is far too sneaky of a location. Oh, hello. Oh. Oh, wait. There's some more people here. Imumu. Remember Cardno, I say. I was there under the Maelstrom standard, and for every drop of my blood, the Garleans paid double. The 12 willing, I'll fight again, and if I fail, why, I'll see my comrades from the flats again. Oh, she's got a lot of vigor. Another word about my hair, Midlander, and I'll scalp you right here. There's just a random bald guy complaining that they're talking about his hair, which he doesn't have. Oh no. Welcome to the Warm Wine Sanatorium. Here we treat the wounded from the front with healing waters from the very womb of the earth and heated wine redolent with spices. Warm Wine Sanatorium. Huh. Hello, welcome to Bronze Lake. May I be of assistance? Oh, what do you do here? I am tasked with caring for the sick and wounded soldiers who visit our hot springs. One must keep a close eye on those suffering from injuries, as they tend to linger in the waters overlong. Though the springs are famous for their healing qualities, extended bouts of bathing can end up doing more harm than good. Aside from convalescing troops, we also have the occasional visit from somewhat more eccentric patrons. What kind of place is this? The hot springs of Bronze Lake were built on the ruins of the civilization of Nim. This building itself is called the Warm Wine Sanatorium. The name comes from the practice of heating bottles of spiced wine in the waters, which imbues the liquor with potent curative properties. We have tested soldiers here since the Battle of Cartno, and considering that skirmishes with Imperial and Beastmen forces continue unabated, I expect the springs will remain busy for the foreseeable future. Huh. Wait, what was that? Process? They do... The building itself is Warm Wine Sanatorium. Heating bottles of spiced wine in the waters. Oh, God, I see. They make, like, healing wine here, then. Somehow. I don't know how that works. I don't know how, like, putting a bottle in water allows the healing properties to sap through the glass, but I suppose it does. I don't know why I'm trying to jump up here. I'm pretty sure it's impossible. Oh, well... I mean, we're up here. We were up there. It is possible. Although I don't think it really produces any sort of desirable effect to be able to get up there. Oh hey, you're cheating. You can't... Wait, oh, you can actually... You can get there? Hold on. You're cheating because you can fly. No. It's very hard to parkour up there naturally. Oh, whatever. One more try. Oh, okay. Let's go in here, though. You can't get up there. Oh. The springs will warm from without, the wine within. That's a very odd way of phrasing that, I feel. The springs will warm from without, the wine within. Can I interest you ladies in a midnight dip? Huh. This is kind of cool. It doesn't seem like there's any NPCs here that can be interacted with. Okay, I think that's everyone then. There may be some other NPCs lurking about, but I think we've done all the primary ones that are easily visible. Unless... Oh, geez. Hello. I just want to check over here. Oh, wait, no, this is a Mamul Jaw area, it seems. Okay. I wasn't sure if this was a part of the lake. It seems like that's enemy territory, as it were. Alright, well then, without further ado, let's go ahead and we'll visit these destinations. Whistle loudly at the designated locations. This is kind of a nice place. It feels kind of like secluded and away from things. And like, it seems like there aren't a lot of wars being fought in this area at the very least. There's just a lot of like wildlife crawling around basically. Okay. We have whistled at all the locations. I guess we gotta go up this way now. Oh hey, what? This guy just like appeared here. Oh yeah, I guess that was what they said was gonna happen. Real. Greetings, mate. Might you be the captain? Be the one the captain said would come calling. Aye, I thought so. Pay attention now, because I ain't explaining myself twice. Lord of Crags. Real is waiting for you to give him your undivided attention. Years ago, when we was weighing up how to get to Titan, one of our scouts stumbled across this beastman aetheryte, see? Hey, what's that look for? Not familiar with him? He speaks of an unamplified aetheryte, which has been claimed by a beast tribe. Lest you wonder, there is no fundamental difference between such aetherites and those which you have used on countless occasions, Kai. Ah, well, if it ain't the Charlene Lass, welcome back. Forgive me for interrupting. I had planned to await your report, but I succumbed to curiosity. The tunnels beneath Ogamoro form a bewildering labyrinth that no outsider has ever fully explored. How the company of heroes managed to navigate it is a mystery I have long pondered. Give us a bit of credit, love. We weren't daft enough to try going in the front. The kobolds are always digging new tunnels and filling the old ones with traps. One wrong step, and the next thing you know, you've got 100 tons of rock on your noggin. Suicide to even try, see? Funny thing was, the kobolds didn't seem to have no trouble finding their way around, and it was that got us thinking. I mean, Ugamaro mines are like a bleeding city, ain't they? And getting around in that city that big would be a right pain in the arse if you didn't have an Aethernet, wouldn't it? So it stood to good reason that the kobolds must have one, didn't it? Even if there were aetherite shards in the depths of Ogamoro, you would have needed to attune yourselves to them before you could identify their signatures within the livestream. Well, that's where you're wrong, love. We had this Charlene bloke to help us, see? Delivered us right into Titan's bedchamber, he did. I don't really know how he did it, but I do remember him saying it weren't nothing any Charlian scholar worth your salt couldn't manage. Did he now? Locating a beacon in the absence of a known signature might be possible if the Aetherites in question happened to be... yes. But in order to guide a traveler to said beacon safely, a second party would be required to... It is possible, in theory at least, yet I cannot be certain until I try. Plainly, all will depend upon whether or not I am quote-unquote worth my salt. Oh, you are, lass. Don't you worry about that. Have a bit of faith in yourself. Why don't we all go to Zelma's Run and take a closer look at the Aetherite? It ain't far, though there's sure to be a few kobolds blocking the way. Not you can't handle, mind. Examine the Beastman Aetherite. So that is up this way. Man, I feel like kind of sleepy for this fight, but I am excited for it. I wish I had a little bit more energy for it, but can't always choose how much energy you'll have on a given day. Especially when you don't sleep the previous night due to uncontrollable circumstances. Beastman Aetherite. Yeah, we gotta get our hands all over it. So this is the Aetherite the Company of Heroes used to gain access to Titan's Sanctuary. It is as Papalimo speculated. In its present state, this Aetherite's signal will not be strong enough for our purposes. I may, however, be able to use my own energies to amplify it. Alas, the task will monopolize my attention for the duration. It seems you will have to proceed without me, Kai. I must needs remain here and supplement this beacon's power, lest you be denied your only path of escape. Fear not, I will summon the Maelstrom forces stationed nearby to protect us. With effort, it is possible that I may be able to stabilize the Aetherite's signal and thereby join you, albeit belatedly. Until such time as I do, you will be on your own. Now, let us see if I am worth my salt. I have located another beacon, one far below the mountain. I can only speculate as to what you will find there, so stint not in your preparation. The naval now accessible. A new regular duty has been added. Examine the Beastman Aetherite. Oh no, confront Titan in the naval. It's time. It do be time, though. Relatable roommate keeps us up a fair bit. Oh, I see. It's Cho Cthulhu. Oh, it moved. Ready? Yeah, I guess we're good to go. As good as ready as we can be. Oh, wait a minute. Enter Kugane Castle with a party of NPCs. Kugane Castle? Okay, well I don't think that's the one we want to do. Enter the naval with a party of other players. Oh, I see. It literally just opens up the duty finder. The naval, level 34. Having passed the seemingly endless trials imposed upon you by the Company of Heroes, I like that they include that, you have been entrusted with the knowledge of a secret way into The navel, the domain of the primal titan. Courtesy of Ystola's magics, the beastman Aethra is now primed to send you to a confrontation with the Lord of Crags. Gird your loins for a struggle of titanic proportions. Alright. We're good to go. Different content, yeah. I figured as much. Alright, here we go. I'm ready for this. Actually, I don't know if I am ready for this, but... Dude, somehow I expected Titan... Look, an overdweller. Yes, an invader from above. He uses our aetherites against us. He has defiled Titan's sacred sanctuary. Trespassed, violated, defiled. Overdwellers must leave. Overdwellers must fly. Brothers and sisters, fear him not. His fate shall be decided by the Lord of Crags. Hear me, Overdweller. You and your treacherous brethren must be held to account for breaking of the covenant. You shall be the first to face judgment. The Limsa Laminsa and her oathbreakers, liars, betrayers, oathbreakers. O great Father, Lord of Crags, Titan, we summon you. Titan, we summon you. O great Father, Lord of Crags, Titan, we summon you. Titan, we summon you. Oh no, they're performing a heavy metal rock concert. Oh no, they're literally summoning a rock concert. I was gonna say, I always thought Titan was gonna be like a water-based primal. He has come, the Lord of Crags, Titan has come. Overdweller, art thou deaf to their weeping? Thy vile kind coveteth ever the blessing of the land, and murdereth my children by the score, all in service to greed. Such sins are beyond pardon. But I am not the first to suffer the defiance, thou didst bring Ifrit low. Godless overdweller, thy myriad heresies shall not go unpunished. Upon thee I shall wreak a terrible vengeance. Okay, I think we're good. Maybe? Yes? Okay. Let's go. It's level question mark Titan. Sons of man, murderers of my children. Oh, I shall grind thee beneath my heel, immortal. Oh. I see. You're supposed to, like, not stand anywhere in that area, I guess. Dude, this music, though. This is, like, so much different than the rest of the OST. Oh. It actually knocks you off. Whoops. I guess we both died. I thought I was outside of the circle, but I guess it knocks you back. Oh, are we just dead? Granite Gowl. What is that? Oh, what? Forward. Okay, let's go, I guess. That's weird. I'm not sure how to, like, read that indicator. Alright, so you want to stand near the edge but not on the red. The gallows you want to kill if someone is trapped in it. Oh, I see. Okay. So not in. So you want to like stand like here, I guess. I see. Okay. I thought outside the red was like where you wanted to be, but it looked dangerous. So I guess I should have gone with my gut instinct. Geo Crush. For thee my hatred is unending, unyielding. Oh, kill the heart. I think, yeah, I just happened to be targeting it anyways. Titan's heart is shattered. Tremble before the might of the earth. Oh my god. To the last I grapple with thee. Oh. I guess you died before we could get you out. The Lord of Crags, great father Titan has fallen. The crimes of the Overdwellers shall never be forgiven, never be forgotten. No, no, never. 'Twas your kin who broke the covenant. We have acted only in defense of our lands. Cease your aggression, or never will there be peace. Until our dying breaths we shall defy you. Deny, decry, defy. Now these readings are one would expect of an Acon. I have seen enough. We proceed as planned. Are you sure that is wise, my lord? Your curiosity is untested and unproven. We do not yet know its true capabilities. Then trust in mine, Ritatin. My curiosity, as you so eloquently put it, would have bested a Titan in the blink of an eye. Why, if there be truth to the legends, it could readily subjugate the whole of Eorzea given but a little while longer. Is that not so? It is. No greater single power has ever been conceived, much less realized. What you say may well be true, but while such devices may win battles, I do not believe they will serve to change the course of this war. Oh, but they will. Have a little faith, my friend. I cannot endorse this course of action. Fool. And now he has a fourth. Fascinating. Carry on, Crystal Bearer. Far though you have come, your work is far from done. And not remain to mark his passing. Well, the Askians are nothing if not elusive. It is of little wonder that they should cast advanced teleportation magics at will. but that they would choose to consort with the Empire. What common goal could they possibly share? I feared I might arrive too late, but I see you had the matter well in hand. I have taken measures to ensure that we are not pursued, yet I cannot say how long they will hold. Take your leave while the kobolds are still in disarray. I will follow anon. There is something I must investigate before I depart. I will teleport you to the Aetheryte in Zelma's Run, and we will rendezvous at the Camp Bronze Lake. Agreed? Oh, the other guys left. What did they say? Oh, they didn't say anything. Stussy Friends is uncontrollably jubilant. Okay. Can you... I can't believe we wiped on the first attempt because 2 of us got knocked off the edge. Well, I guess we learned a mechanic this day. Leave duty. Huh, so what is Kugain Castle? Is that something you have to unlock? It's not something I think I've seen. Yeah, we don't really have it unlocked. It happens. This wasn't easy. This was easier than our first time through it. Oh, really? The fight itself was pretty easy. We basically just we died to not understanding what the indicator meant. It sort of felt like a stupid idea to stand right next to the edge, but at the same time it was like, it felt like pick your poison. Do you want to stand in the thing that's emanating the circle to the very edge of the thing, or do you want to stand on the outside? And I'm like, well, maybe the outside is outside the range of the area of effect. But that wasn't the case. That was exactly where you didn't want to stand. That was the insta-kill zone. Oh, Titan hard mode is much tougher. And the hard modes of all 3 are mandatory later on. Kugain is from Stormblood and Beyond content. Oh, I see. That's much later on then. I'm relieved to see you well, but come, let us discuss our next step. Ooh, mount speed in Upper Lenasia increased. Mount speed in Outer Lenasia increased. Nice. All good things. Y'shtola is keen to discuss your next task. The word will already have reached Maelstrom Command. Protocol requires that a representative of our order inform the High Commander of the mission's success. The honor is rightfully yours, Kai. Once again, I must commend you on a job well done. We shall speak again soon. All good things. Speak with Rashat Riki. Where is this? Oh, Limsa Laminsa lower decks, huh? Okay. Well, I guess this is where I journey elsewhere. I will give you a salute. Thank you for. Or wait a minute, that's not you. Wait, where did you go? Oh wait, there's side quests here now too. Where did you? I thought that was you, Chthonic, but it wasn't you. Oh, there you are. I see. Actually, I'm probably going to stay here a little bit longer because apparently some side quest just appeared out of nowhere. So I guess we'll do these. But you're welcome to go do your own thing or like whatever it is that you want to do. But you're also welcome to stay if you'd like. One swallow does not a victory make. Storm Private Bloggyball has a letter burning a hole on his bedside table. Well met. The guy gave me an '07 in return. Well met, adventurer. I served with the Maelstrom Black Sails, or did until I suffered grievous wounds in a battle with the kobolds. I was invalided and sent here. Will you take this to my commanding officer in Camp Overlook? It's a request for reinstatement. It ill suits my nature to lie abed. I was told my duty was to recover, and I have been dutiful, but surely they do not mean for me to wait until every last bit of flesh has knitted together. I can hold an axe, that should be enough. Between here and Camp Overlook is kobold territory as the crow flies. I suggest that you be smart about it. Go to Gigerun's trading post and take a boat across the lake. From there, head north to Outer Lanasia. I fear that convalescence has blunted my mind even as it knits together my wounded body. I know myself to be fortunate, for I have met others here who see kobolds around every corner, but I must not forget that my war goes on. Okay, that makes more sense in context. Everything usually makes more sense in context when you get these quests from people. Oh wait, you obtain a blue Yarzon leg. What? That's kind of random. Red wine. Red wine. Stay close to me. Alright. The healer, Arun Lika, greets you with a smile and a chore, as she is wont to do. Who could mind when the cause is good and the smile so fair? We use mulled wine from Wineport to treat the war wounded. It restores the bodily humors and gives vigor to hearts made weary by fever. Why don't you put yourself to some good use, adventurer? I prepared some mulled wine earlier and need it heated to make warm wine. Will you submerge these bottles in the hot spring over yonder and serve them to those that need it sorely? The monster Bronze Lake. Rakusa Farusa is a man much tired. As you know from your prior visits, we treat the wounded from the front with all our arts and with the healing waters of the hot springs. We serve soldiers, but for some unaccountable reason, we have a goldsmith here at the present. He simply showed up, and we could hardly turn him away, and now he is asking for salamander oil, but we cannot spare any. I find the entire situation awkward in the extreme. Will you extract 4 vials worth of oil from the salamanders roaming nearby and give them to the goldsmith? Okay. That's a little bit odd. Yay, mount speed. Feels good. Okay, I guess here we just need to... Mulled wine, sour red cooked with various spices and citrus rinds over a low flame so as to preserve the alcoholic content. Oh, it's gone already. Submerge the mulled wine in the hot spring. I guess we collect the warm wine now. Oh, we have to... I guess it takes a long time. We have to wait for them to warm up. Oh yeah, then I guess we have to give it to the people who need it. My wounds heal, for sure and certain, not so stiff and sore no more neither. Warm wine, heated in the warm springs beneath Ogamora, this mulled wine is said to cure countless ailments, and those ailments it cannot cure, it will help one forget. Sounds very pleasant. Obliged adventurer, that's a mug full of good medicine there. Wouldn't mind taking some of that back to the front. That boom of the Magitech. Okay, they've got the same follow-up. We just read this in this very same session, so I think we should be okay to just give them their medicine. Oh, that's smarts. I know I'm counting my blessings. Don't you make those eyes at me. I'm just saying it's smarts. Have some warm wine. Oomph, that hits the spot. I don't mind that kind of a burn. It's a fine thing being alive. And I don't mind me none. I like you all. Just like my own Levy Moore being through a lot tougher. People do sometimes have a very wordy way of phrasing certain things in this game, to the point of sometimes being incomprehensible. Damn, I can barely remember a time when everything didn't hurt. I feel like I've always been here. Here, have some wine. Thank you, and cheers. Oh, hot and spicy, just like the horn we raised when the sergeant was wedded, when the little red-haired private fell. All my friends, I'll be back, ye steel-chewing roughnecks. Look at that, I do believe I can move that foot a little more. It sure helps with that hurt, too. Thank you, adventurer. You'll see. We'll be on our feet and halfway to being warriors of light before you're done warming another bottle. Alright. And then we must also go acquire some salamander oil. I do believe Lucky has run out of Gashal greens. More tasty chocobo snacks are required. I never understand why these water spirits aggro. They get mad. Oh jeez. Well, I guess that's one way to go about slaying the salamanders. R.I.P. water sprites. Yes, so I'll play her as a Hrothgar ninja cloaked and colored in all blue with red shoes and walking back and forth through a city for about 3 hours. Wow. People are very interesting. Yes, they are. People are interesting indeed. Thank you for your kindness, adventurer. Those soldiers you met, they may be champions for our way of life, but here they are sisters and brothers, sons and daughters. They are so young, most of them, and so hurt in spirit and body. Most will return to the front, and some will not even survive to come under my care again. It's what they want and what we need of them, I know, but I tell myself that I heal them so they can become farmers and smiths, alchemists and rangers, mothers and fathers. For a few, it will be true, that will have to be enough. Oh, we have to give the salamander oil to the dude. I guess he's up this way. Godbird. Oh, okay. Most kind you are most kind to bring me the oil of salamander. Salamander oil, a thick, sticky oil collected from the underbelly of a river-dwelling salamander. I had need of a large horn and made the grievous error of visiting a great buffalo with a handsaw. He liked it not, and I sustained a most horrific scratch. It smarted so, and the ache. Oh no, I was not thrown. I am not so green as that. No, when the beast shook its head, I stepped backwards, slipped and fell. Then I fell again later, strolling back to the dog cart. No need to be shy, you are an adventurer and I am a goldsmith. The body is simply an instrument in occasional need of oiling. Oil, sir, oil, I say. Come, my body awaits your ministrations. Oh, what? Do we have to, like, apply this? I see. The relief. Oh, we just, like, threw it on his head. The relief, again, I say. Come, my body awaits your ministrations. We just have to, like, throw the oil on him. I can feel soothing fingers working into every knot. That is your cue, sir. Soothing fingers now, please. By the 12, that feels good. Now quickly with the rubbing. Oh, I see. The healing tingle. Massage the oil into Godbert's weary flesh. By the 12, that feels good. ZZZ, pardon me, your skill was so great that I was quite transported. Truly, no old Dawn attendant could have done better. Sublime. I shall now have a brief drowse, then soak in the springs until sundown. After that, a humble meal with white wine from my own stock and perhaps peaches. Continue massaging Godbert's tense muscles. Okay. My brain, I think I boiled it. I don't think I remember seeing these two here. Not sure if they just appeared. Oh wait, yeah, I think it was supposed to be a Sonic meme or something. Got too tired and couldn't observe the whole time. This is the worst quest in the game. And in some of our friends' opinions, the best. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of hear you on that one. Those kind of quests make me kind of feel a bit awkward, to be honest. But, you know. It was just to heal his wounds, so it's fine. Don't worry about it. That's it, that's all. Thank you for your service, adventurer. It seems he believes Bronze Lake to be some sort of retreat for the rich. He paid a very handsome fee for his stay thus far and profusely complimented us on our asceticism. The adventure of the fainting goldsmith. Rikusa Farusa seems to be near the end of his tethers. First one thing, then another. That goldsmith passed out from too much heat. We have warned him time and again this past week not to stay in so long. Honestly, I do not trust myself to tend to this fool, for I have a mind to strangle him. If a poke revives him not, throw a bucket of lake water on him. There was ice on it this morning. Okay. What is he doing? He's like overindulging in the hot springs, I guess. Mm-hmm, sure. Yeah, that's all. There's nothing weird about it. It's just Godbert. What is this freaking idiot doing? He's passed out under a waterfall. ... Oh wait, do we need to... Oh yeah, we need to give him a poke, right? You poke Godbert. ... You give him a fern poke. Lake water. Ice cold water gathered from Bronze Lake. ... Dump the freezing lake water on Godbert. Dump the freezing lake water on Godbert again. Herm. Dump the freezing lake water on Godbert yet again. Alright, one more time. Free, Wrath of Religar, what are you doing? Oh, it's you. He of strong yet tender fingers, oh god. I was lost, I freely confess it. I came to this retreat, an artisan whose craft had lost its savor, enriching myself by indulging customers' grossest tastes. I was ready to suffer privations, and I did, but today, several hours into the ordeal of this scalding water, my life flashed before my eyes. There I saw forms exquisite, filigree masks, steel cut to shine like diamonds, graceful galleries of electrum where emeralds took the air with pearly suitors. I must return to Ul'dah, to my workshop. Huh, I wonder if we'll ever see that guy again. He's a goldsmith. I wonder if he was... I wonder if he's in the Goldsmiths Guild, actually, now that I think about it. Our goldsmith has departed for home, I am glad to say. He left you this ring, a token of his appreciation, he says. The stone is taken from a fragment of Dalamud itself, creating an abiding faith that out of the worst may come beauty. It sounded as though he lost something or someone in the calamity. The ring is the only thing I have made in the last 5 years, he said, and now I would like Kai to have it. Extraordinary. A very unexpected turn of events, I must say. I still think him utterly mad, but no doubt he is a more fascinating one. I don't suppose he'd have given me the ring if I had... Well, no use fretting over a song already sung. Meteor Survivor Ring. Increased Spirit Bond game +3. Huh. Untradeable. That's actually... That is a surprisingly potent effect. I think there's a similar ring you can make that gives Spirit Bond +1 with some other effects, but this one is just a straight up +3. Huh. What does it look like? Just out of curiosity. Oh, it looks kind of cool, actually. It's not bad. Huh. That's neat. I guess we'll hang on to that. Something to remember our encounter with Godbert by. And that's it for Camp Bronze Lake, it looks like. You can get his second meteor ring. It's the best Spirit Bond ring, as far as we know. Oh, really? So it is good, then. That's quite interesting, actually. I thought it looked kind of interesting. I guess it might be good if you were crafting a lot. Because crafting seems to be a good source of spirit bonding. Elegant melon. Oh no. I see you two have a chainsaw scythe. Skills was showing me his the other day. I commented that it looks very dangerous. Yes. The old car. Away we go. I don't know where we're going. Oh yeah, we were supposed to go to that one place, I think. Oh well. Oh, what is this? Oh, it's this area, right. Outer Lanasia. Those I remember seeing those like floating platforms before. Where are we going? The mount can fly no higher. And you sure can see a lot from up here. This place looks really nice. I think this is like a dungeon, isn't it? Is this that one dungeon that was mentioned, or is this a different one? The Wanderer's Palace. Ugh. Oh, that was a nice fly around. The melon. Vroom. Hello, melon. Pet the melon. It is a melon indeed. Wind up Grahatia. Not sure who that is. It's sort of a spoiler. Oh, I see. Well, I guess you better put it away then. Alright, yeah, I guess I'll go finish off these side quests then. Oh, actually I guess I wouldn't mind taking the scenic route to Camp Overlook. Actually, I mean, there's two ways there, and we've been there before. I think I've walked there before. I guess it's fine to just teleport. As a matter of fact, we've literally talked to everyone at Camp Overlook as well. So... I think... Oh, but there's quests here now. Okay. Huh. Alright. I kinda want to wrap it up here. I don't want to go too much later, but what we might do tomorrow is I wouldn't mind doing those Thanalan side quests that we saw, and I wouldn't mind doing these side quests before we get back to the main story quest. Just so we can kind of get a sense of what's going on. Adventure, what have you got for us? Plead to Bloodwin. A formal request by one Bluggyball to be reinstated into his former Maelstrom unit. Oh, he was part of this unit. A letter. Can't drink that, eat that, or keep a bed warm with that, especially when it's from that pup Bluggyball. Listen, what do they call you? Kai? We're the Red Swallows here, the most roughneck levy in all of the Maelstrom. Most of us come from what you might call a privateer background. We're the teeth of the Maelstrom. What I'm saying is, you want to know where the worst of the fighting is? Just look for the Red Swallows. This is the front, not a moment of rest from the kobolds. Ain't no place for a pup with half-healed wounds. The kid has heart in the right place, or has his heart in the right place, I'll warrant that, but he's like to get it blown out of his chest if he toddles on back here. He's just going to have to sleep in a soft bed and eat food that ain't full of weevils until he heals up. And with that, we get a level up, and there are 3 side quests in this area, which I'm kind of interested to do, because I did kind of like what I heard when I talked to these guys initially. But yeah, I think we will probably leave that for another day. That day being tomorrow. So like we'll do these ones in Camp Overlook, and then there's a couple in Thanalan, in Eastern Thanalan. Oh, you can't see them on the map, but there's one here for the guy who wanted like his hair fixed or something, and then I think there's another one like over this way that looked like a side quest. So yeah, we'll take a look at those tomorrow, and then we'll continue on with the main story quest, of course. But yeah, for now, I'm gonna go ahead and teleport, because I am quite tired. I did not sleep last night, so I think it's no small wonder that I was even able to stay awake as late as I did tonight. So we will go retire to the inn room. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. Thank you again, Chthonic, for coming for the Titan fight. That was good. It was kind of a crazy fight. I was really like surprised by the OST, like the soundtrack. It was not like the other soundtrack boss fights at all. It was all like heavy metal. I don't know why. Heavy metal rock crag lord. I'm guessing there might be some other variations on boss fight music as we go along. Yeah, that's it for me. I don't even think I have a wind-up spiel. Part of me wanted to go through and maybe try out the Egg Hunter Riggy, but I'm too tired for that right now. I can't even give that a proper attempt. Totally exhausted. I'm gonna rest up. Like I said earlier in the stream, I might be able to get on significantly earlier tomorrow. I'll see what happens. We'll play it by ear because I might have to like recover from today because I kind of like really pushed myself far today on 0 sleep. So we'll see if I get punished for that tomorrow. But yeah, I'm just gonna jump off here. I don't really have too much else to say. I liked the Camp Bronze Lake side quest though. It's a neat area. It's weird. It's like I feel like Gridania has my favorite quests and Lanasia has my second favorite quests. They always seem like kind of interesting, and then Thanalan is always just ugh. It's Thanalan. Oh no, not that place. But I kind of like that they have that sort of like side area for healing up the wounded soldiers. It's kind of nice. Kind of a nice place to see. I can barely stay awake anymore. There are more of those songs as you get further. They absolutely slap, and variations, yeah. Not sand. I hate sand. It's coarse and it gets everywhere. Not the sand. But yeah, that's gonna do it for me tonight. I don't have any sort of outro ramble. I don't know what else I could say. Titan was fun. I guess like even the experience of getting slapped off the platform was kind of fun, and I'm kind of glad there's at least one other new player there with me at the same time. We got to experience it together, so I didn't feel like as much of an idiot for getting completely slapped. I like that it's not too punishing either. It's just like it's like okay, you died. Try again. It's not really that big a deal. Pretty cool though. I do feel kind of bad for the Kobolds though. They seem like the Laminsons kind of like screwed them over, but maybe we'll find out more about that storyline as we progress. Anyways, I do need to stop rambling because I would really like to get to sleep now. So I'm gonna do that. Whoa. Sorry for passing on the contagious yawns. But yeah, that's going to be it for tonight. Thank you again, Cathoni, for hanging out, and I don't know if Falcon is still around. Probably not, probably off doing his raid thing. But thank you as well, Falcon, for hanging out. And anyone else who might have been lurking, thank you for joining in and watching. I will be back hopefully tomorrow, maybe quite significantly earlier than usual, and hopefully with a bit of energy if I'm able to muster some, and we will do a few side quests before jumping back into the main storyline. Seems like the progress is starting to go quite a bit faster now, so hopefully we can keep the pace up and start getting into the more interesting stuff that everyone is eager to see. But yeah, thank you all again for watching. Hope you have a great night, and I will see you tomorrow. Until then, have a great one, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye.